Welcome home, everyone. This is where the real stories live. I'm Dawn McKenna, and this is Stories Worth Millions. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining my first podcast. It's such an exciting time, and I'm really thrilled to bring to you Jeana Cohen. Jeana has formed two companies. She used to be a Sweat Life, and she's still doing that on the side, but she brought Petite Acres to life. It's in New Buffalo. It's a hospitality, unbelievable, like spa, entertaining, catering, 12 houses, unbelievable journey to the lake in a totally different way. Just think like if Paris had a baby with Michigan, it would be Petite Acres. I'm really excited for you to hear all about it. Guys, I am so excited. We have Jeana Cohen in our first podcast. It's like a real pinch me moment. I actually just met her and I love her. I love you. You are like so cool, so true. And I think you inspired me. I love your whole vibe. I mean, you guys, she's, what are you? Chief of vibes. I'm changing my whole leadership, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, welcome.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
Happy that you're here. And by the way, let's just get this out of the way. She is in New Buffalo. She drove here an hour and a half.
I like you.
I love you. She is announcement having a baby girl, but we can talk about that later. I know. I just want to, that's like the most important part of the whole thing.
Right.
And you're driving back for what?
Our ribbon cutting.
Our
Just
ribbon
a
cut.
regular Wednesday.
I mean, this girl
Is it Wednesday?
is,
What day is it?
is it Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
And by the way, you guys, your like coming out party is 4th of July.
Right. Yes.
So thank you. I know how much you've got going and I know you probably don't feel like yourself. And I'm so happy that you're here with us today.
Oh my God. Thank you for saying that. I would argue that I feel more like myself than ever in this business and also like a totally different person at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like that transition period?
I do. And I
Yeah.
think that like, I mean, obviously we got so many questions here, but I know that this little angel has been in your manifestation for a long,
Hanging
long
out.
time.
Yeah.
And now that it's reality, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're like excited, but kind of it's like that, like, come on, wait, hold off. You got so much going on. And that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah, just wait till December, baby. I don't have time right now.
Well, the good news is in December, you might have a little bit of a reprieval.
A nice little lull.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. So let's start. I want to like just cut through the fat, edit everything. What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be an astronaut. That was my first aspiration was to be an astronaut. I had a very inspiring third grade teacher named Mrs. Reuter. Mrs. Reuter, I don't know if this happens in every third grade class, but in my third grade classroom, there was a dedicated aerospace portion, which
By the way, for the audience, that was not my experience.
Yeah.
There was nobody caring about me being an astronaut. I can tell you right now. It was like, you are not good at math. Sit down and speak or write. I'm serious.
Yeah, you are in communications.
Yeah. You are good at the front of the house. You will not be an astronaut.
Yeah. And she focused, I think she was just like a really cool feminist who had a daughter in the Air Force. And so she was like, we're going to learn about the Air Force and we're going to learn about astronauts. I remember specifically learning the names of female astronauts. We had a day dedicated to the Challenger. It was a somber day in class, like the
Wow.
salient memories of what we learned in third grade. So I carried that with me. It lasted until the 6th grade when I learned very quickly in my first public speaking experience that wanting to be an astronaut as a 6th grade girl who did not know yet if she should or should not wear bras was not cool. So very quickly I was like, I think I want to write. What
Did you
want
grow
to
up in Wisconsin? Or
I
did you
grew
grow
up in Minnesota.
Chicago?
In
Oh,
Minnesota.
Where in Minnesota?
A town called Anoka. It is Ojibwan for the meeting of two rivers. You've never heard of it.
Okay. I mean, is it like Wayzata? Is it St. Paul? What?
It is northwest of
Okay.
St. Paul and Wayzata.
You're a good Midwest girl.
I'm a good Midwest.
I mean, come on.
Hard work.
Yeah.
Like blue collar town, those sorts of values.
Let me ask you this. What'd your parents do?
My mom is a retired dental assistant, but she also spent a lot of years like managing a dental clinic. And then, but in the meantime, because they were dedicated to me not having debt from college, she worked in hospitality. So she worked at catering, at a catering company. through the duration of my high school and college because they didn't want me to have to take out loans, which I'm insanely grateful for. And my dad's a retired firefighter, but now they both work with Petite Acres.
Oh my God. So this is a whole family business. So it's
family
you,
business.
your husband, and your family.
My mom and dad, and Andrew, who's the head of hospitality, who you may have met briefly, but he's like family now. Wait, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Okay, great.
Or I wanted to be Erica Kane. I really wanted to be like a soap star. You guys, I could still do this. And it might happen. It might happen. When that whole thing came out with the Dallas Cowboy, I was like, na 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 na. I mean, I was like in front of the TV. I mean, as an old lady, it was not a pretty picture. But I wanted to do that. So like here we are. I guess I don't know. I like the whole like process of it all. I did. And it was kind of funny. I did do like the Miss Illinois and the beauty pageants, but in large part because my dad was a school teacher. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad worked as a bartender on the weekends and then taught English as a second language.
Yep.
I had my grandma, my grandpa, my 3 cousins, me, my sister, we were all living in a house. We were like the Bumpuses. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I did have loans, a lot of them, and I worked through school. So I found a way to say, wait a second, I could do really fun things, get cool dresses, have speaking opportunities, but get my school paid for.
Yeah.
So that was the beauty pageant circuit that I did for a while.
Good for you.
I mean, it was fun. I put it this way. When you're on stage and someone's asking you about politics and what you think the president of the United States should do, you had a different experience where you were like, oh my God, I might be an astronaut. I was like, I think I'm going to read the Wall Street Journal the next time I get this question. So I'm like reading the Wall Street Journal, seeing where the markets are, what's going on, so that like I knew what was like had anything to say at all. It was kind of an interesting time when I realized I hate speaking.
Oh,
believe it or not.
To this day?
Oh my God, I can't even wear white. Not to be gross, but like, I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I realize that I'm better speaking when I know what I'm talking about. They used to have me up on stage for social media because we've done well on social media. I'm like, I don't know a thing about how we got here. I don't know. Like, don't ask me all these like crazy questions because it made me nervous. That's why I'm not really good. Like, I'm so better unscripted. When they tell me what to say, it's like, my brain doesn't work that way.
You're wired for authenticity. That's a superpower.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Sometimes it's a cringe moment. Even my kids are like, Mom, you're going to get canceled. You're going to get canceled. Think about what you're saying. You can't go on a show. It'll be the best show ever, and you'll be the villain, and you'll get canceled. So,
there's the Chris Chrisley effect too.
Exactly.
You can go to jail. We don't want that.
We don't want that. We won't. So I think I'm just gonna sit here in the podcast world, and where we can edit things if we need to. Okay. So tell me about this. Like, what brought you? Go backwards so we could see where you are presently. What did you do? Like, you went to Wisconsin.
I did.
And then you weren't going to be an astronaut anymore. You graduated from Wisconsin. You meet your husband. How did this go?
I did. So immediately after the University of Wisconsin, I actually was in Michigan. I worked on the 08. It was 08. I worked on the Obama campaign in Michigan. I was like, before this, I was like, I don't want to talk about politics. But then the first thing I mentioned is Obama.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if you're going to work on somebody's campaign, you're selling. You're selling, right?
Yes. Yeah. And what I learned from that campaign I use to this day, which is I can talk to anybody and find common ground. And we, in my role, because I was in the field in Michigan, we opened an office and staffed it with volunteers, and we worked insane hours. And that is the most startup thing.
Were you going door to door?
Sometimes,
or like what was your like
role?
What was the problem you were solving?
So the field manager, their job is to essentially manage the campaigning that's happening on a local level. So I worked with a team that worked with volunteers, trained the volunteers, staffed the volunteers to do the door-to-door knocking, to do the phone calls, to make sure people were registered to vote, all of that important stuff, and to also ensure that you're talking to the right people, maybe the undecided people. There were so many that year.
Did you do this and really believe in the platform, in the process, in the people that you were pushing forward?
At that time, absolutely.
Okay.
At that time, absolutely. And by the end of it, I did not ever want to work in politics again.
I get that.
There's sort of like seeing the competition behind what you thought as a disillusion or illusioned, we'll call me illusioned, college senior. I thought it was all like sparkles and doing good for the world, and then you get behind it and you realize it's strategy, it's wanting to win, it's business.
Yeah.
It's sometimes I refer to it, and I'm so sorry, it's sports for nerds.
Yeah, I know, I get that, and I get that you
And I was
go
one of those
in
nerds. Yeah.
with this, like, nostalgic, like, "Oh my gosh, this is
Do
gonna be like,
good.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna do good for this
Yeah.
world," and it's really hard. I mean, I
Yeah.
think I have 2 kids in the military right now, and
Thank you and thank them for their
yeah, I
service.
mean, I'm
Yeah.
very proud of them, but I think it's really hard, like, at the end of the day, you gotta do what you're told.
Right.
Even if you're not sure, "Hey, I'm here and I'm not seeing what you guys are saying,"
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I think you do that for I think every kid, if they're being honest, gets in that situation where they're like, wanna be accountant or whatever they wanna
Yeah.
do, and then you get in and you're like, "Oh my god, this is not for me."
I'm gonna climb that ladder.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb that ladder. So, at the end of the day, like, when you talk about, like, finding that common ground,
Yeah.
I think that's like a really good segue in, no pun intended. At the end of the day, Petite Acres, you guys, is like, talk about grounding. You feel like you want to take your shoes off and just walk the property with the dappled light and the texture and the architecture. It just feels awesome. We'll get into that in a minute. But you brought up common ground.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that?
So today, what you need to get to is the feeling and the motivation. Like behind every strong feeling, there's a why. And unless you ask questions, I think to take a step back, I think a lot of times when we get in an argument without a back and forth of why do you feel that way? Who in your life also believe that? What is powering that emotion, that feeling, that belief? Until you understand those things, you can't talk about anything. You're just arguing back and forth about your own beliefs. You're never going to persuade a person that way. So I think the first thing to try to find common ground is to understand the feeling that is bringing that person to their belief. So in your world, if the belief is I could never buy a house in Bucktown, Bucktown's the worst. Why do you believe that? What's your experience with Bucktown? Where have you been in Bucktown? Have you been to this street? Have you been to this store? Have you been to this coffee shop? Could be the next question.
That's so interesting because I do the same thing in my
Yeah.
job. At the end of the day, what I try to do, we have 56 people working for us. At the end of the day,
Our
it is
team, by the way, congratulations on
I'm
your
so
recent
excited.
accolade.
I couldn't have done it without them. I have to say it. It's been an amazing, like, kind of uphill battle, and we're right there now.
Mhm.
And it's kind of a really cool thing for me to be almost 60, like look around and say, wow, what we've done. But I think a lot of it is it's the experience. It's the same thing. Like real estate and sales is hospitality.
It's
At the
hospitality.
end of
Yeah.
the day, if you're not selling, you're gonna bolt
Yeah.
because you need to keep. You can't have vacancies. You need to have these things happen at your place.
Right.
Obviously, that's where we come in. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Because
right.
every single person looking, we want to say, hey, you should stay at Petite Acres because we know
Come stay.
that that's going to be an amazing experience.
Mhm.
And we're hoping that we can make it more permanent. So we're
Yeah.
the conduit to that. But we are getting people at the source. I think at the end of the day, what I try to tell my team members about finding common ground is look around and listen. Like I could
Mhm.
go in, when I go into a house, I kind of look on the wall. Oh, they went to Notre Dame. Oh, they went to Michigan. Oh, we have some common ground. Who's the Notre Dame guy or girl here? You know, my son went there and blah, blah, blah. You know, you get
Yeah.
something where people feel like, oh, we have something in common.
Mhm. Instead of looking for what's the matter with you or
Right.
what do we disagree on, the question should be what do we agree on? What do we have in common? What can we find together? Because that's relationships.
Right.
And everything is relationships, whether it's sales, whether it's politics, whether it's business of any sort. It's all relationships. So if you focus first on the relationship in a non-transactional way, if you genuinely care about
Right.
the person with hospitality, they will receive that and they will receive that well and they will give you back warmth.
I think at the end of the day, like I looked you up a little bit just to
Oh,
see kind of what you were doing. And this is the second like mountain, well, that I know of that you're
yeah.
climbing. Tell me like about your first business,
Yeah.
why you did it, and then why you got out of it to the
Yeah.
next thing.
So after the campaign, which was brief, short lived, like a blip in time, went and worked in advertising PR firms doing social media and content strategy for brands.
What year was this? Because
Oh
that's
nine.
oh
So
wow.
really
I don't even
early.
think I knew that was like happening.
You were
yet.
really
I
on
probably
Facebook?
was like, what is the internet?
Yeah.
Anyway.
You were definitely on Facebook. I mean, every brand was on Facebook and Twitter at
Okay.
that point, figuring out how to strategically and in a measured way be on those platforms. And I got to be at the early sort of precipice of that, which was really fun. Learned a lot for those few years when I was in agencies. But
Did you work for an agency or
mhm.
did you work for the PR firm that worked for all these agencies? I'm trying
I
to.
worked for my first agency was Critical Mass,
Ah,
which is a
yeah.
digital firm. I worked on Nissan North America,
Mhm.
which I had no business doing, but whatever. I had some fun names on my resume. And then after that, I worked at a startup, which is now a unicorn. It's called Marquetta. My time ended before they became a unicorn.
Wow. Oh
I
no.
know.
The unicorns are the ones you want to be in because you get the money.
Yeah. I still love them. They made a really
What did they do? Market.
they are it's like something you'll never experience in your life. It's kind of a B2B platform. But they made a pivot to B2B. So when I was there, it was B2C. They pivoted to B2B, made them immensely profitable. Which
Were
is
they like a marketing company that like
no, they were. I was running the social media though
oh
for the
okay.
company. Yeah. But the day that they laid everyone off, I went and got the love of my life, Maverick the dog, and then ended up at Weber Shandwick, working on a couple of brands like Milk, Motorola,
Wow.
fun brands like that. Worked at one more agency after that, and in my time across those agencies, the whole time I was sort of searching for a fit. Like, do I belong here?
Mhm.
Where do I belong? Why doesn't this culture feel like the right fit? Why do I feel like I'm wearing a mask? Why do I feel like I'm wearing someone else's clothes?
Wow.
Why do I feel like I'm playing a part? Was the question I asked myself as I got ready for work.
Did money ever come into that conversation in your head? Like, do you
Like,
like
could it be more money?
like yeah, like do
Oh
are
yeah, I
are
constantly
you
ask for more
influenced by
money.
money? Like, does money make you like? Are you more focused on like your work life balance, or would you say like you're like I need to make more money?
I need to make money a little bit less than I need to be fulfilled. So fulfillment is for me my top tier value when it
Mhm.
comes to work. But if I'm not fulfilled, I find myself asking for more money.
Oh, that's so
Isn't that
interesting. You
interesting?
know what's interesting about that? Because, my kids are like
Yeah.
32, 30, 28, 25,
Which is nuts to me.
and that whole like world, I don't even know what they're called anymore. I think I'm not a
They're still
boomer.
millennials.
Millennials.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're doing this, but
Gen Z, but
I have a lot of millennials on my team, and I represent a lot of millennials. And the funny thing is it's always like, I really want to do something that I'm passionate about, that I'm committed to. Well, no shiz. Guess what? I understand that
yeah.
at the end of the day, what I'm passionate about is making money so I can do what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I mean, like sometimes it's like, yeah, I do love real estate.
Mhm.
I told you this before, like shopping is an art to me. I don't
Yeah.
even have to buy anything. I like start looking at light fixtures and the new paint colors and like what
Oh,
they
you think
have.
shopping for everything?
No, I shop for everything.
You
I'm
like-
obsessed.
okay.
Like people think I'm crazy, and my husband's like, I mean, when I'm at the airport, I'm looking for a store. What? Thank God in Europe. Oh my God. I mean, we'll have a layover, and he's
Yeah.
like, be back here in 20 minutes. We cannot. I'm like, I'll be right back. Like, I want to go to Rolex. What do you got in there? Like, what are you guys seeing? Like, I want to hear.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times, I don't even buy anything
Yeah.
there. I just want to see it.
It's a luxury buyer too. Like a luxury buyer wants to know what's happening,
Yeah.
what the trends are. They make their purchase decision based on the data.
Yeah.
You're just gathering data every time you shop.
Well, also, like for me, people are so focused on like what they can't have,
Yeah.
like exclusivity, rarity, very little supply. And for us, we have to do that and kind of tell the story
Yeah.
on every house we have, whether it's $200,000 or $200 million,
Right.
it doesn't matter. You are catering all these people that you don't want. You want the low end, the high end, and everything in between. If
Mhm.
they're, firefighters that are taking their family for a weekend, it's different than the private equity guy. You want to make sure they're both coming back. They both had an amazing experience.
Mhm.
And in large part, like the ones that like had to work their fannies off to get there for the weekend are sometimes a lot more rewarding. I mean, we
Yeah.
have renters that lost their job, that lost everything, that, you know, we're putting in a rental, and it's a crazy time in their life. And
Right.
we've solved a problem for them, and they're able to kind of get back on their feet. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
I totally agree, and I think all of this is again a question of hospitality. Like, what is it that you're doing to make that person feel welcome in your world, whatever that world is? Because at the end of the day, when you make someone feel unwelcome, when you make someone feel judged for who they are and their circumstances, that's not hospitable. That's not a good situation to be in. So I think whether it's the firefighter or the private equity guy, like, you belong here, you belong in this rental, or you belong in this home, you belong at Petite Acres. And how can we make your stay the absolute best? We have someone on the property right now, for example, who messaged us randomly, just to say, like, it's my wife's birthday. Like a normal message that a hotel or an Airbnb would get. It's my wife's birthday. Is there anywhere I can go pick up pastries for her? And my husband was like, what should we do? And we put together a list of things we were going to grab for them so that he wouldn't have to leave and come back. And it could feel like a surprise, and that he had it all taken care of, because nothing is better on your birthday than feeling like someone did something
Yes.
that was completely thoughtful.
Yes.
So my husband went out and gathered a bunch of stuff that was local and went to the property last night at 10 p.m. so that the husband could give it to his wife and make his wife feel like it was completely taken care of. And that made him feel like he said, and I quote, "You just made a suburban dad feel like $1 million."
Oh my God.
You know,
That's like the most
like,
unbelievable testimonial,
exactly.
because he enjoyed it too. He didn't have to
Exactly.
run around and tell her he's doing something.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
wow, we're going to talk about this, because how do you scale that? But we'll get back to that. I'll get back to that. But
Unreasonable hospitality.
so yeah,
Yeah.
you go and you do this whole circuit, dog and pony agency startup, and then you're like, this sucks.
Not
now what
for
happens?
me. Yeah. So then in the background, I was doing that thing that everyone does when they're unhappy in their job. I was asking myself, or maybe not everyone does it. I'm pretty introspective. I started asking myself, what makes me happy? What would make me happier now?
Do you have a man in your life at this point?
I was dating my now husband.
Okay.
So Justin and I had gotten. He's been incredibly supportive of all of the twists and turns and startups that have been in my life, and me for him too, because careers are fun. Don't take yourself so seriously in them, or they should be fun anyway. But I got to this point. I actually read the book. It was Gretchen Rubin's Happiness Project, because I was just like, what will make me happy? What in the world will make me happy? And as I read this, I got to the part where she was talking about like wellness and its impact on happiness. She called it exercise, because we weren't saying wellness yet. And
What year was this?
This was 2012, probably. Okay. Yeah. And 2013, somewhere in there. And I thought back to when I was my most happy. And it was at the University of Wisconsin at our recreation center. I went there almost every day. And at the time when I was doing this sort of happiness exercise, I thought the thing that made me happy was the exercise. But what I've come to find out is that my friends were there. What I've learned is that was my community spot. But the insight was the insight, and it didn't matter, because then I took off trying different studio fitness concepts that were emerging across Chicago. If you remember Flywheel, they had just opened.
Yes,
in
Flywheel.
Chicago.
I mean, let's be real. I never went to Flywheel, but I heard of it.
Yeah, we don't need it. It's fine. There's other good stuff to do. And we had just concepts popping up like one a week at that point. And so I started trying them and writing about the ones that I loved to hold myself accountable. And without really promoting it, people started reading it. And because I had put on this, I studied journalism in college. I put on this kind of journalistic cloak of invisibility. Like, I'm here to be curious. I'm here to ask questions. If I get happier along the way, amazing. And also, by the way, it gave me a creative project. It gave me something to do, something to write about. And so I started hearing from people who were like, I would like to try that too. Because I was covering like what to wear, if the people were nice.
Yeah, right. You were,
what the workout was
also like nonpartisan. Like
Exactly.
at the end of the day, you weren't getting paid for it. So it was very authentic. Like, I really love this, or I went there and I saw no results. And by the way, they shamed me in the back or whatever. Like,
I just didn't cover it. That was one rule I had. If I didn't like it,
oh,
and they, if I had any sort of like negative experience, I didn't cover it. So you were
wow,
only
that's
getting,
awesome.
yeah, you were
That's
only
awesome.
getting from me like what I genuinely loved and would recommend in the
Okay.
beginning. And so people started asking for help to try things too. Like, great, good for you. Can you help us try it too? So I started hosting takeovers at gyms and studios before this was a business.
Wait, were you like on social media with this, or were you doing this
Yeah.
physically? Were you like, hey, meet me at Flywheel at 3:00. Come experience this with me, and you can get 15% off.
So, early on, it was in the Facebook phase of social media. So we're posting on Facebook. My gosh, Facebook.
Facebook.
Ugh, Facebook.
I was never on Facebook. I mean, I'm on Facebook, but
Mhm.
like I personally was never on Facebook. I don't
It's
know.
rough out there.
I know it
Yeah.
seems scary.
Yeah. And we would host events on like Eventbrite, the platform. So people
Yeah.
would sign up and the gyms would donate the space because they were getting the whole list of people who were brand new to
Okay.
the studio.
Yeah.
So it was acquisition for them.
Right.
And we would come in and we would try it generally in the off hours. And they saw this as an amazing opportunity to get new clients in the door, which it was. And
Well, I'm getting an idea right now.
tell me, what
I
is
think
it?
we should do a DMG. Like you are creating community.
Yeah,
But I don't
I
even
love
know
community.
if that was your intent.
It was not my intent, but it became very quickly
I know.
the result. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, keep going. I'll get back to my
Wanna do a
idea.
workout together?
Yeah, maybe like a walk and talk.
Oh, I love a walk and talk.
Like a walk,
Yeah.
and go see all of our listings.
Yeah.
Get
That's
your
a cute
steps in.
idea.
20,000 steps
Have a
by
little
10
snack.
o'clock.
Have a
Yes,
little snack
here.
along the way. We could do water here. You could
Yeah.
have a little power ball.
We could do
waiting.
it. We could start at Petite Acres.
Yeah, great. We'll walk
Okay.
all the way back to Chicago.
I know. Yeah, right. We'll be like, whatever, Forrest
70
Gump.
miles later.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, okay. So you start building this
Yeah.
community. You don't even know it.
Don't even know it.
How are you getting paid, or are you getting paid at this point?
Minimally. They were paying for tickets, so we kept the ticket fees. And I also, in the meantime, was amassing a staff of writers for a sweat
Wow.
life. And so paying writers to write the content, to go try new things. And we were branching out from just the trial and write.
So can I ask you this?
Yeah.
I'm always wondering, like, where are you getting this money from? Just the ticket sales? Like, you're like, okay, Dawn, come. It's $10 to work out, and that's what you were kind of
And then
bootstrapping.
I was bootstrapping it too because I became a fitness instructor, and I poured the money I made from fitness classes into the business too.
Okay,
So
got
I'm working my day job. I'm teaching fitness from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then again from like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh,
at night. So the
God.
long days,
Yeah.
hard work. This
Were
is
you
what-
in like the best shape of your life?
I was in very good shape.
I was going to say, like, is there a fringe benefit to all this work? Okay.
I was in really good shape.
Okay.
Yeah. I did, but I also was like so young too, and
Yeah.
probably like really hungry, if I'm being honest.
Literally and figuratively.
I was so hungry. And then the community started asking for more, which is like community for, we don't know exactly what we want, but we want to be together more. So launched this program we called the Ambassadorship, which was a membership-based platform.
Smart. Membership means money.
Membership does mean money. Yeah. And then grew that over the years too. So all this is happening over the course of like 13 years, from like the first sweat working class to the ambassadorship to like large brand sponsorships.
So did you start going into like Goldman, Kirkland, BMO and saying, hey, this is a great, amenity for working here. Let us bring it in. Did you start
I
those
wasn't
corporate
because
relationships?
No, because that's a really good model, but it wasn't ours.
Okay.
Ours was community and the focus on that because my heart is in that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I did do a little corporate fitness to kind of hustle here and there. Didn't like it as much as knowing the people really, really well.
And that they really wanted to be there.
They
weren't
really
just
wanted to be
showing
there
up because they're
trying to get points for whatever wellness programs happening at work that week.
So was this like the modern day? Like I look at my kids and like my daughter has joined so many clubs. I'm like, holy mother of God. Like there's the running club, there's the Bobs, there's there's this bike club, bitches on bikes.
Bitches on bikes? Love.
She started it.
Great.
She's crazy.
Amazing.
But at the end of the day, it's like this camaraderie where like you're actually checking off the box. You feel good about yourself, but you're meeting people.
You're meeting people. And that's what I say now. Like I tricked adults into making friends through fitness. That was the whole thing. Was if I were to say like my legacy from that organization was anything, I tricked adults into making friends, which we know
Well,
is
it's hard to
hard.
do. It's
It's
hard to
hard.
do, and it's like awkward. Did you sell your company? Like, how did you get
So
out of it? What?
I am, I'm in the I'm still the owner of the company. The community runs it now. So there's a community run board. They keep the ambassadorship rolling, but we've moved to a free model. So they are fully in charge.
You know what's crazy about this for you guys out there? This will never be replaced by AI. Like the actual physical,
The
like you
friendship
can
of
get
it,
the,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you want, it's like that constant push and pull of the human interaction.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's still going. So
Yeah.
take me, you're like, okay, I'm not making enough money, or no, money's still not even in the equation.
I definitely, over the course of a sweat life, like COVID happened. COVID was hard.
Yeah.
For a lot of studio businesses, a lot of the brands we worked with, and me personally.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the midst of COVID, I started having this recurring dream, which I think I told you about. Did I? No.
No. Recurring dream.
I had this recurring dream of me on a small farm. And I would wake up from that dream. And this was literally the seed of Petite Acres, was this small farm dream. And for whatever reason, I knew it was 4 acres. And then I told my husband about it. Neither one of us like knows anything about farming, or, like there was no like farm in it for us, but there was something there. Like there was something to the space of it. There was something to the idea that just kept like slapping me in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started talking about like space. Maybe we look at like a lake house. Maybe we go and take a journey to Wisconsin or Michigan.
Right.
So that was kind of like the initial idea. We didn't act on it immediately, but as a sweat life, like continued.
What'd your husband do at this time?
He was working he's been an entrepreneur like his whole career. So he was working at a company that he's an early investor of, Avant.
What is it?
It's fintech, financial technology.
Okay.
Boring.
Yeah, but
Just kidding. Very important.
But it's kind of cool that he's got an entrepreneurial spirit, because sometimes it's really scary to take that leap. You don't know if you're getting paid. Like people are like, "Oh, real estate is so great."
He's
like you do all this work,
taker, and he's also very measured. So I'm more like I'll leap like before I look. Yeah. I'm a leaper.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, let's see how much water's down there.
Let's model out this. Don't jump off. Look in the water and make sure it's full.
There are rocks down there.
Yeah.
Should we check? Yeah. So together, we're pretty good at risk taking. Otherwise, I would just be like, should we try it?
Yeah. So you go, you're like, this farm motif, this dream keeps coming up, and you're like, there's something here, but it's 2020.
It's 2020.
Oh.
And in the meantime, a Sweat Life partnered with a resort that is owned by Hyatt, beautiful resorts across the country, and loved the experience of these places. They're wellness resorts, got to visit all of them multiple times and create some content with that brand. Really enjoyed that experience, but to take the whole place over is so expensive. That's for like Oprah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just like 1%, not even of the world can do that.
Good for Oprah.
Yeah.
Good for Oprah.
Yeah.
But we started talking about what would it feel like to have some place where you could feel like you were getting a retreat, but it was just your group, but it was smaller. So that's kind of where the idea of Petite Acres being for groups came from. And then we went to this resort in the south of France for my husband's 40th, after we were sort of like out of the COVID craziness and traveling and living life again. And that resort gave us this whole sense of place.
What was that? What was the name of it?
Les Sources de Caudalie.
I have to look that up.
Oh my God. It's
South
in
of France
Bordeaux.
is like,
it's in Bordeaux. It's amazing. They have Michelin star restaurants on property. There's like a beautiful winery.
Is there anything near it? Like you've got
like
the culinary.
It's like wine country.
So there's no like satiating my shopping.
No, you could shop.
Brave.
I mean, you fly into Paris.
Okay.
Shop. Take the high-speed train down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And then you take a taxi to the resort. It's amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. And then just do like wine tours. But they have a beautiful spa on property. They have a resident swan. And you watch these like Michelin star chefs like walk out with their little like toques under their arms, clip herbs, and then make you one of the best meals of your life.
Wow. So you came back and you were like, aha.
We want that feeling.
Yeah.
We want that feeling. Like that place felt like, if nothing, yes, it was luxury, but it felt of the land. It felt like it was meant to be there. It felt like the plants enhanced it. It felt like they didn't look at the land and go like, let's change it. So that was kind of the like, yes, we took some French design inspiration from that trip, but also we wanted property that felt like we hadn't changed it a ton.
I think what you guys, as a, having new development arm of DMG, resale arm, like everything we do is real estate driven and location driven. They are walking distance from like Whitaker, like right in the heart of New Buffalo. I've spent, let's say I had a house in Long Beach for 11 years and then I had a house in Michiana for 6 years. Those were like some of the brightest moments of my life as a mom and my kids. It's so easy to get to. It's an hour.
Yeah.
There's an aha moment. It feels like it's like 5 degrees cooler, like all the things. How did you pick New Buffalo and didn't think like, let me go to Buchanan, let me go to Grand Haven, let me
The property
go.
picked us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. You just felt it. You're like, this could work.
Well, it was also, so we went and viewed the property where Petite Acres is. It was literally the second place we saw, and it was zoned for commercial use, which is unheard of there. And it was a single family home and trees. So as we were on the property, we're like, this feels really lovely. And we could start thinking about what we could build here. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. So it went from in our head, like, let's put a couple houses on it to let's put 12 homes on the property and a vet space and a gym.
Bit the biggest elephant I've ever seen in my life with like, you guys, like, there's nothing like this. So from a data standpoint or from metrics or like a financial model, like nobody would have said, that's been done. You can do it better. Do this. I mean, you are like a total trailblazer on this. How did you pay for it? Not to sound weird, but they're going to want to know, like, it's not like you had a bunch of money, right?
I did not have a bunch of money. Thanks for asking. So we,
sorry. We didn't. How you paid for this?
Oh, so we financed it via an SBA loan and then equity. So it took a few banking partners, and we landed on the right one, Stearns Bank out of St. Cloud. Amazing.
Minnesota.
Minnesota connection. I can't wait for them to visit. I hope they're proud. I think they will be. And they've been incredible partners along the way. And the thing about an SBA loan is you need to present equity. So we also were fundraising along the way.
Did you just go to your family and friends?
We went to family and friends and referrals. Family, friends, and referrals.
Rats.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known you then. I'd have been like, girl, but I'm not a good like silent equity partner. Like, here's my money. I'm like,
I'd like to be involved.
I like that.
We actually have some really good involved investors. Like our friend Kate Kroll, who owns a venue in Milwaukee called the St. James 1838. I always get the number wrong. I'm so sorry, Kate. But she came to our first wedding and just was like there to help.
So wow, because she understands.
She gets it. Yeah.
Have you connected with Ann Drake up at the Women's Leadership Center in Lake Geneva?
No, not yet.
We need to do yes. Remind me, we need to do that.
Okay.
And for you viewers, Ann doesn't know it yet, but she will be.
And we're about to be friends.
Ann Drake was a pioneer in logistics when like that was like all men. And she did really well. And she was really committed to this Women's Institute. And Jeannie Gang did it. We need to get you.
Wait, I want to ask you about that because I don't feel like real estate is a boys' game anymore, but it definitely was at one point. Do you?
You know what? It's interesting, and this is not a man hater. Like I've been with my high school sweetheart my whole life. I have 3 boys. I'm having 2 boy grandkids. Like I love it, but my biggest competitors in every market are men. It's basically me and like 2 men, or I should say us. Our team of mostly women. We have a couple men on this team. Yeah. You got to be a real interesting, like smart, confident.
Got to know who you are.
Ego at the door kind of guy to be on the Dawn McKenna group. But I think that that's our competitive advantage.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think when you're a wife and a mom and a sister and a friend and whatever, like it's biology. And I think that, you see a 4-year-old little boy and a 4-year-old little girl, and you bring them in to test them and you put crayons down and you sit them there. 100%, the boys making like a paper airplane or like with the crayons and the girl is
Drawing a
shading
house.
in the lines.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I mean, women are like a sharper fine motor skills, like a little bit more follow up, a little bit more worry about all the little things. And I think like people are like, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. To be honest with you, I think the common thread of the Dawn McKenna group was I sweat all the details. I get caught up in like this Fornacetti paper needs to be on both sides because I'm such a dreamer. And so I want my team to dream from the inside and I want people to walk by and dream from the outside. Like, who the hell does that? That's like psycho behavior. But like, I do. You know what I mean? And so I think that when I compete with a man, like, that's my secret weapon. Like, I have lots of them. I feel like a ninja.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Swiss Army knife. Sure, go ahead with your huge hatchet, but let me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have these benefits. And I think that at the end of the day, I'm really, really about creating the experience. So you're never going to come to a property of mine where one of our team members isn't there, that the lights aren't on, that there's like, a turd in the toilet bowl, or the toilet,
shut,
like the toilet seat is open, or like even at your place. I'm so excited about the relationship we're building there and being your kind of like agent so that when people have the experience, we can bring them to Michigan, keep continuing them to come there while we are selling them on Michigan and the quality of life they can have there. And at the end of the day, it is about hospitality.
Yeah.
And if I go into one of your rooms and the bed's unmade or it smells funky or I don't feel like it's been cleaned, or you don't have you have a water bottle that looks like it's been drank, it's hard to come back from that. Same with housing.
Right.
And if you don't care about that stuff, it shows.
Yeah.
It shows in pricing, it shows in market time, it shows in experience. And I would say we bat 1,000. Like once they've experienced us, some people are like, oh my God, holy, just show me the house done. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it stems from hospitality and care. So back at your question, bring it on, guys. I would go up against any man in the world with this job because of that.
I love that.
Yeah. So there you go. But I think that for those of you that are going to go to Petite Acres, when my team introduced me to her, Mara and Peggy were like, "Oh my gosh,
obsessed with them."
You have
by
to.
They love Mara and Peggy.
I know they were obsessed with it. Debbie was like, "Oh my God." So we go there, and I have my third wedding, and I was like, "Oh my God!" For anybody that's planning a corporate event, a wedding, a bachelorette party, a bachelor party. I don't know if you want them, but whatever.
Boys.
Come on. I just said this to my son yesterday about it because it is just a way. Like you get there and there's something about it that just feels like, aha, it feels like intentional, but like you can make it what you want, those yurts and your whole like wellness, everybody knows me. I'm like a walker, but I wouldn't say like I'm a huge workout person, but like I felt like I could throw my mat down and
come do yoga with us tonight.
Yeah, I mean like it's a really unbelievable place. What I like best about it, if I'm being honest, was like all the curated interior design features. Talk about that because I think that's a real money maker for you and your designer, but we'll get into I'm always looking how you're going to scale. Okay.
Marcy Blanco, who's the designer of
Phenomenal
Blanco
job.
Studio. She's amazing. She was like our third phone call. Number one being GC, number two being like an architect, and then three design.
Yeah.
And Marcy is committed to making bold choices, but also making choices that you don't feel were intentionally bold. Like they feel homey, they feel beautiful, they feel curated. There's high and there's low. One of Marcy's standards is anything you touch should be high quality, should be luxury. So like doorknobs, hardware,
faucets,
should all be something that you remember. It's hearty, it's wonderful, it's luxury. And we've loved the fact that every single home, the theme that we've carried through, much to our, dismay at points, but also like love at this point, is that every single home has a different color scheme because it's named for a different plant, and we carry that color scheme from the plant through the home. So no two are
like
exactly
coral
the same.
bells,
like coral bells.
Like she has one that's like blue indigo, and you guys, when you go in, it's like color drenched in the best ways, but everyone is different. She could have like done the same wallpaper or just had textured wallpaper, or it's all really different. And as a previous interior designer, like it wasn't like I was like, oh, she got that at Josh and Main, or oh, she got that Lulu and George. This was curated in a different way. And it was definitely like high low. But what I thought was really smart about it is you get in there, you plug in your, name, number, whatever. And if you like this wallpaper, you can put the phone on it and you can order it. I thought that was amazing that you're able to give your guests this incredible opportunity and they can go try to do it in their own houses, which I thought was really, really cool and fine and dandy. I remember that wallpaper. That was like, I have never heard of fine and dandy wallpaper. So you taught me something, but I just thought also the way the homes are shaped and developed and designed, it was inspiring. I remember calling my daughter-in-law saying, oh my God, they have this beautiful black house. It sounds black house. No, it is like all nature flooding
the gym. You're
windows.
Describing the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. But with this beautiful textured like wallpaper with beautiful greens and branches. Like you guys, if nothing else, come to check this place out. This is not a plug. I'm not getting paid for this. We are going to do a giveaway. But it's fantastic. I left like, can we have our corporate event there? Can we have our Christmas party there? Can we have a bachelorette party there? Like it was amazing.
Could I just say that your team, I was trying to describe you afterwards. I was like,
oh God.
No, I was obsessed with the whole day that I got to spend with you. And I was like, they were like a very well-dressed swarm of very positive bees.
Oh my God, you guys, that might be the next ad you have. A swarm of very positive bees. Well, it's true. Like we're excited to bring something to the market that's so different. We have something to talk about, something we can share that we actually would stay in, that we believe in. I tried to get there by 4th of July. She was booked.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that was sad, but I warned it and I'm over it now. Now I'm just going to sponge off one of my team members, but we're coming to that party. Yep. But it was really awesome. And I also think that it's cool that you are a trailblazer in this. Like it reminded me kind of the graduate hotels when I first went to one of my son's baseball games. I forget where, South Carolina, I can't remember, but I was like, what is this? And it was like Schumacher done in such a layered way. That's the best way to describe what you've built. That. It's like a layered lifestyle.
Layered lifestyle, Michigan meets France.
It's amazing. And I think that there's so much we can do. I'm so excited. You've killed it. And I promise you, I have a feeling that this is going to be something that scales to other places. I don't know. She might be a franchisor and she doesn't know it yet, but she'll want to do it herself. I don't know. We'll talk about that. I know money doesn't necessarily always drive you, but
my husband is my partner in this, but he's also the CEO of the business and I'm chief vibes officer.
Yeah, you guys,
as previously described.
Chief vibes officer. Like what? I remember Luxury Presence, our web developer had a chief of people and I'm like, what the hell is that? Is that an HR person? What is that? Now we got chief of vibes. Yeah. I think I'm my chief of, I think
I'm, vibes,
I'm not a person, I'm chief vibes.
Yeah. And because as we were talking about what our roles would be, because my husband and I have worked together before. And as we were talking about our roles, I was like, I think you're really well suited to be the CEO of this business because he led fundraising. He is incredibly in tune with the investors. And what I want to be in charge of is building the feeling of this place, whether that's through creating community here, whether that's through leading our sales, because I think sales is hospitality if done right, and whether that's through making sure every corporate retreat walks away feeling like they've actually relaxed. That's what I want my job to be. And so we landed on vibes.
You gave me an idea, and I was curious how you're engaging the rest of the community. Like Grainer Farms, like what are you doing, like to create like an equitable relationship with everybody around you, so that you know high tide rises all the boats. Right. You should be the tide. I think
one would hope. I mean, the city of New Buffalo, I think, is a tide too. Just the place itself, like. The cool things are happening. Like you've got Postboy being nominated for a James Beard Award. You have Farmette just existing, which is the coolest.
It's really cool, you guys. Place. It is. Like all the cool things happened when I sold my house. I'm like, what the heck? I'll just have to.
Come back.
I'm just saying with you. I'm just going to sponge off you.
Okay. And then and Grainer Farm, like,
Yeah.
and many, many more things, like all of the beautiful wineries, like Dablon, or Dablon, because it's French. But great for places like Grainer, for places like Farmette, for places like Postboy, we just try to send business back and forth. Like when guests stay with us, did you hear my stomach rumble? I wonder
That's
if the
okay.
mic did.
You need some food. The
Yeah,
baby needs food.
she's hungry. Um, we are a recommendation engine. So when people come to stay at Petite Acres, we're sending them out. We're asking them to experience the community. It's not like come to Petite Acres and never leave. It's come to Petite Acres and experience this beautiful place. So you want to come back. And also, by the way, we want them to know that there's more to do on any one trip, or more to do than you could possibly do on any one trip, so that you'll have to come back.
So let me ask you this,
Mhm.
2 more things,
Yeah.
and then we'll wrap it up for you. What are you doing, like, what about a community pool? What
Yeah.
about a community pickle? Like, how are you going to encourage people to, like, not stay at Harbor Grand or not
Oh,
do a Airbnb to come there? And what are you gonna do when every single weekend it's booked? How are you gonna keep people from being disappointed?
well, we are seeing people book weekdays because we have what Miss Dawn is recognizing here is that a lot of our weekends are taken by weddings.
I know,
Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah. But we are seeing people book weekdays, and we're seeing corporate groups book weekdays. Also, Harbor Country is beautiful in the fall and the
Mhm.
winter
It
too.
is.
Like I
Yeah.
think people forget that that place still exists
You
when
should
snow
do an
falls.
ice rink
We
and,
absolutely
like, the
should.
cute
Well, we
little
have the
towns.
sauna, and which is so
Yeah.
Scandinavian. Like
Yeah, it is.
Scandinavian cultures don't stop for winter.
Yeah.
We don't act like we're just dead for
Yeah.
4 months. You go
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah.
go snowshoeing in Harbor Country and do a sauna at Petite Acres. But we play really well with a lot of the other, like the Harbor Grand. We love them. We can't accommodate everyone who wants to come
Right.
to Harbor Country. We're
Right.
also not everybody's cup of tea.
No,
So
you guys, she's being very humble. It's all of your cup of
it's
teas.
lovely.
You're gonna be obsessed. It is so beautiful. I'm so excited to go. I can't even stay there this weekend because she's booked, but I'm gonna be there every day. And I'm coming under the pretense, we'll take social media. I don't even know how to do it. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna do all the videos and send it because
You'll
it's
figure it
such
out.
an awesome place. And it's also like you just walk across the street and you're like 2 blocks from the water.
Mhm.
It's just I'm so excited because I think that it's rare in my lifetime to see something that happened. I know for you, you were working that I think since 2023, but
Yeah.
for me, it happened in a year.
Yeah.
Like I was
I
like,
mean,
oh
build
my God,
process was a year. Yeah.
it was wild. That's another thing you can talk about the construction. We can get back to that because what they did was essentially build 12 houses and a huge forum and like did it in such
Big
a way
gym.
that like nature. Are you doing a pickleball court? Are you doing a pool? What are you doing? Sorry. Sorry.
I'm obsessed with you. We're right down the street from New Buffalo High School, which
Oh,
has
I forgot
pickleball
about
courts.
that. Okay.
So we love their pickleball courts. We send them there, and we send people there. I won't rule out a pool. We did acquire the property. So there's there's always the chance we could do something fun there. Expand in one way, shape, or form.
Got it. Got it.
Um,
I just think I think you're the answer to everybody. Whether you come in with 6 kids or you come in with like 3 families and you want to do something.
or a wedding that wants something different too.
And
Yeah.
for you wedding planners out there, like wow. Like it's hard to get something new. This is amazing.
Mm,
You've done an amazing
thank
job.
you.
I can't wait to see you tomorrow or no, Friday.
Oh, it was like tomorrow? Friday.
Yeah.
Friday's great.
We're coming
What day is
Friday.
it?
We're coming Friday. This is your like kind of you had your one wedding under your belt.
One wedding under our
What'd you
belt.
learn from that?
So many things. Well, I also learned. So I'm really proud of the team. I'm really proud of my husband, Andrew, head of hospitality. Justin Cohen is my husband's name. I keep just saying husband.
Husband.
And then Karen and Wayne, my mom and dad. But also there were a ton of other vendor partners who were there too, and the team really came together because this was untested at that moment. We hadn't hosted a wedding at that venue
I
together.
know. How many people were there and how'd you get the
150.
food? Yeah,
Um,
that's one thing they probably don't know. Can you get food there? Talk about
Caterers.
that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Caterers. But also like you can order food to be delivered to your room too. Like Barney's delivers. And so do some other grocery partners too, but we can stock your room too. We use a platform called Trip Around. So before you get there, you can request wine stocked in your room. You can request local food stocked in your room. And we'd love to do that for you.
That's awesome. Okay, lastly,
Mhm.
but not necessarily finally. Um, this is all awesome, but do you have like a calendar of like what you're hosting there where
Yeah.
people don't have to stay that might be at something else
Mhm.
that want to check it out? Like, do you have
Yeah.
like, guest chefs? What do you have?
Yeah. So if you go to petiteacres.com, Petite, the feminine petite, you will find Petite Events is one of our headers, and that's our event calendar. Um, so on that event calendar, you'll find things like our weekly complimentary wellness series with Prana Life, which is a local studio.
Yep.
And to answer your question about how we partner with we partner. Like
Mm.
we make sure it's equitable. We bring people on site. We go to other places too. So you'll find that Wednesday series. You'll also find upcoming things like Abra Barons from our friends at, why am I blanking on the name of the farm? Grainer Farm.
Grainer.
My goodness. She's leading a celebration of the tomato, which is like a cooking demo / dinner on August 5th, which will be super cool. Abra has several noted and wonderful cookbooks, and she's also just awesome. People love her.
Wow. 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 That's awesome.
And then you can also find like previews, but we'll have visiting chefs coming for dinners. And we want to do these things on weekdays because we wanted to serve everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
That is awesome. What are you doing? I'm sorry. What are you doing for 4th of July?
The 4th of July, we are having the great holiday hoopla, which is the most fun thing I think that's ever been brought to me. So that was from my friend Barbara, who started the Holiday Social Club, and it is a Catskills style dinner theater. So it'll be like a musical review with performers and dancing. There is a dinner by Skips. Skips is a longtime restaurant and caterer in the region. And then we'll move inside for this incredible musical review. And then we'll have root beer floats and affogatos.
Okay. I gotta worm my way into this party. I'm going to. I'll be there for the root beer floats. I don't know. I'll be serving the root beer floats.
You can
I'm
come
excited.
for the whole thing, or you can come for just the show and the root beer floats.
Oh, no,
Very Americana.
We'll be there all day, and we'll
Forever.
make sure we do all the things so the
You'll have a
people
tiny
can see
American
it.
flag too. It's a preview.
I can't wait. Well, you're amazing, and I can't wait to see what you guys do.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. It was an honor
course.
to be your first guest.
You were we met, and I was like, oh, you girl, come. And she's also like, we're learning as we go with this, but she's the queen. So we'll be back to you with even new and improved. Thank you.
Thank you.